So I've been using this Boulies Elite Gaming Chair for the last couple of weeks now, and I really like it, but I do have a few things to say about it. So I suppose we should probably start at the beginning. Look at this bad boy, it looks so flippin' awesome. Kind of looks like a racing seat, a car racing seat, which I like. It's not too over the top gamey, but it still looks pretty damn awesome. Alright, so now it's time to actually put this Boulies Elite Gaming Chair together, and as you can see in the instructions, that is all printed in colour, which makes it super easy to actually understand. And another awesome thing about this Boulies Elite Gaming Chair is the fact that all of the bolts are already in the chair, so we don't have to work out which bolts go where. We can just take the bolts out and put them back in the exact same position. Which means the pack that it comes with only has a few bits in it, including an Allen key which has a Phillips head screwdriver on the other side. We start off by taking the screws out and fixing the armrest to the underside of the seat, making sure we put the left and the right arm in the correct position. Next up, we add the base to the seat by inserting these small spacers, which can be a little bit fiddly. And again, we have to make sure the base is fixed in the right direction, as I actually installed this the wrong way round the first time I built this chair. Then we can grab the extra large PU casters, which we can see freely spin with no brakes or locks on them. All we have to do is pop them in, and they don't need any screwing or fixing. Then we get the hydraulic piston and insert it, and again this doesn't need any fixing or securing. Then we can flip the seat and place it onto the piston, and again no fixing is needed here. Then all that is left to do is screw the backrest onto the seat, which can be slightly fiddly because the holes are slightly awkward to line up, and it is definitely easier to do one side than the other. And finally, we can add these soft plastic covers to the sides of the seat. They also have a few small screw caps which fill the holes nicely and finish off the chair's look. Alright, and there we have it. That literally took me about 20 minutes to put this chair together. Super easy, and there's so much like customizable bits with this actual chair. It can basically get you into any position you actually like. You've got all these different angles that you can do with the armrests, so you can go up and down. You can change these angles, and also you can change the actual widths as well. That's actually super useful, so when you're actually on a desk, that you can actually get the height of these armrests to basically line up with the desk, so you're never going to kind of like be sat kind of slumped or anything like that. You've also got this like handbrake lever here. If we pull it up, we can go we can go all the way back for the ultimate gaming and office experience. I think this is a little bit too far back, if I'm honest with you. We can obviously go up and down as well, which is actually pretty high. As you can see, my feet are actually swinging off of the actual chair. And then on this side as well, we've got a locking mechanism, because obviously we go really far back, and then we can actually just click it down, and then it just locks into position there. And we've also got lots of different sort of lumbar supports as well. So this one is going to be for our head up here, and then an even bigger one, which we can use for sort of extra back lumbar support as well. So it should be nice and sort of ergonomic and get these into the position you want. I don't know if I'd actually ever use these, but if I do start to suffer with a bit of a bad back, at least there's an option there to actually give me a little bit of padding behind my back. But that headrest is actually like super nice as well. It's actually kind of furry, so on like a hot summer day you might get a little bit sweaty, but they obviously easily come on and off as well. And Boulies do a whole range of different types of chairs. This is their actual elite style gaming chair. This is the white one, so obviously it's predominantly white with a little bit of black, but they do a whole load of different sort of colors and materials as well. But we obviously went for this one because we feel like it's got the best fit for this actual room.
So I am actually really pleased with this chair. Some gaming chairs are just a bit too much. They're a bit too big or a bit too loud, but this one, being mostly white, goes really well with my new desk and really well with the rest of this room. But I do have one important test that I like to do for chairs, which you can't find any information for it on the website. But I do like to sit with my legs crossed, and usually there's not quite enough space to do this, but this chair has a lot of space actually. I don't even need to adjust the arms. I can just sit like this. So I think this is a big thumbs up for this chair.
So yes, we have been using these chairs for the last couple of weeks, and I've got a few things to say about them. One of them is the actual sound of the chair. I don't know if the mic is going to be picking this up for you right now, but as you can see or hear, it's quite audible. There is quite a lot of sound when you're actually like moving around and using this chair. But the one thing that I've noticed a lot with this chair is the main arm sort of sound, and these rattle a lot. Having that kind of audible sound is a little bit irritating, and I just kind of wish that they actually locked in place a little bit firmer than they actually do, because as you can see and hear, they're very, very loud. But one thing which is good about them is they do feel very, very strong. So if you put all of your weight on them, that they don't feel like they're gonna break underneath your actual kind of like body weight when you're kind of getting in and out of this chair, which is obviously a very good thing. And I do feel with this chair, you actually seem to sit on it rather than in it. And that is because the actual base of this chair is very, very flat. It doesn't feel like you kind of sink into it like other sort of gaming or office type of chairs. It's quite a firm sit, which actually I kind of prefer in a way, that I don't feel like I'm kind of sat in a sofa. It does feel like I'm sat on a chair, and I do find it comfy for prolonged periods of like editing and sitting down and stuff, and obviously gaming as well. But I do find that these actual side bits of the actual seat, they're very hard. They actually have like metal in them. So if you've actually got slightly wider hips, then these aren't going to be squidgy and might actually kind of dig into your hips just a little bit, or in the side of your legs. So yes, I'm not exactly the biggest or the tallest type of person, and not being the tallest type of person means that I actually have to use the chair in the lowest position, and my feet kind of just touch the floor. If I was any shorter, then my feet would actually be swinging. So if you're a teenager or a child or something looking for a gaming chair, then that's one thing to bear in mind, is the actual height of this seat, the minimum height of this seat. Your legs might actually be kind of dangling off the bottom of it. Now this chair has obviously been designed to be more appealing towards the gamer rather than the person who's looking for an office chair, and I actually prefer this style chair than a traditional office chair. I feel like it fits in my room kind of perfectly, and it fits my kind of style a little bit better than that traditional type of office chair. And being a race and seat style gaming chair, gaming seat, one thing to point out is if you're going to be using it for a sort of racing sim, maybe you've got a steering wheel and pedals, this seat might not be the best for you, because obviously the wheels on this chair, they're free spinning, and if you actually are going to be trying to race, then you might actually get pushed backwards when you're going to be pushing the pedals on the seat. So you might want to put a block of wood behind you, put the chair in some shoes so you don't actually start rolling around on the floor. And finally, the weight of this chair is actually pretty heavy, which is sort of a double-edged sword. If it was light, it would feel probably slightly cheap, slightly plasticky, and you're not really getting your money's worth. But being slightly heavier means that it feels like it's going to withstand a lot of use, and it feels like you're kind of getting a bit more for your money. But I do have to point out that because I'm using this chair on carpet, I do find it slightly awkward to actually scooch this chair around. If this was on a hard surface like a tiled floor or a wooden floor, it would be super easy to move around. So that's kind of like a personal thing for me, that using it on carpet, it is slightly awkward to actually scooch this thing around. But I really love the fact that the Ultraflex PU leather, the microfiber suede material, and all of the details in the stitching look and feel super high quality. And the perforated seat design helps to keep you cool when you are sat down for hours on end. I even like the fact that the armrests aren't made of the same material, but have this soft rubber feel to them, which help to protect your elbows, even though they can be a bit rattly. But overall, I honestly do really like the Boulies Elite Gaming Chair, and I think it just looks good. From like every angle, like that side profile, the back looks good, the front looks good, it just looks decent. It doesn't scream gamer too much. It's just got that really nice kind of sport seat vibe to it. And I know some people might not like the fact that it's got logos on the front and the back, but you could probably easily cover those up if you don't want it to be shown. Maybe you're streaming or something, but it's literally directly behind your head. So if you're streaming, it's going to be covered up anyway, and having that high headrest and those shoulder rests and stuff just makes me feel like I'm sat in a really nice, decent seat. And if you are interested in picking one of these up, I will put all the information in the description down below. And Boulies have been kind enough to offer you all a 10% discount code on their website. Just enter the code BarbsterFilms at checkout. I really hope you have found this video interesting and informative. If you have, please give it a big fat thumbs up, as it really does help out these videos. If this is the first video you've seen, why not hit the subscribe button and see what other videos we're going to be putting out in the future. And maybe you've got other gaming chairs you'd like me to kind of check out or review as well. Any questions or anything like that, put them in the comment section down below. I'd love to help you out. And until next time, I'll see you soon.